BMW previews another Neue Class vehicle. Ionna's dishing out discounts, and I'm going to talk about some dealerships. This is what's up. Hey, welcome back to another episode of What's Up. Do it a little differently this time. We're going to go for a drive and see if I can make this work out. So, rolling. Guy that just went by a little room ahead of me. Here we go. Do got my coffee. Just grabbed a QT cold brew. Does the job. A little cold to be sitting outside a coffee shop today, so I figured, let's go for a drive and see if I can make this dual camera setup work out. With that, let's get into the auto industry news. We'll start with, I guess, Volvo killing the EX30. It was a good little car, did what it needed to do. We hate to see any vehicles going away at this point, but tariffs and uncertainty and all that stuff definitely makes decisions have to happen. So we'll see. Maybe it comes back different, better, maybe not. With that going away, kind of was pleasantly surprised the BMW i3, completely unrelated to the original i3. This is a true 3 Series electric. I like the styling. I think it definitely, the front grille is much improved over most of what BMW's been doing. I think the i3X they already showed on this Neue Class platform has maybe the worst version of the beaver teeth. Reminds me of the one Hocus Pocus character, honestly. But I like the i3. Huge range, huge charging, good size. BMW nails the dynamics. I think they're going to have a good winner on their hand, and possibly a class standard. That truck's turning. The other bit of auto industry news with Rivian partnering with Uber for an investment for robo-taxis on the, I guess, the R2 platform. Pretty exciting. It is a contingent deal. They did mention that they do have to hit certain profit targets and stuff for this to happen, so it's not a slam dunk deal. There's some nuance behind it. But when isn't there some nuance in the business world? With that, we'll switch over to the national charging news. Sorry. In more broad charging news, I've got my notes here. Trying to do this without dying is the fun part. But GM owners now get a 10% discount at Ionna. That's exciting. I have a feeling that's going to roll out to more of the initial group of investing partners. Unfortunately, probably not Ford, at least not until the other 7 get on board. I'm trying to see my list without dying. Stellantis finally becomes, I believe, the last of the major manufacturers to receive supercharger access for the 5 people who bought a Stellantis EV product. But seriously, it's a big deal. It helps, especially if you're doing one of the Fiats and you're trying to go anywhere. Having supercharger access opens up a world of travel 80 miles at a time. So, but it's good to see more and more doing that, but it's also good to see more and more charging station operators just putting NACS cables out there so that everybody can just charge everywhere. The last bit on the national I wanted to talk about, the EVCS just happened in Vegas. Maybe next year I'll be big and important enough to go to that. Doubt it. Seen some pretty cool coverage. Obviously, all the new charging stuff going on. One of the things that came across that I saw was Ghost Cables making flat chargers, probably for all, but I know their initial intent is for level 2 charging, but it allows cables to be ran across places where maybe the vehicles need to drive over them, which is not good for the current cables, but this one will be designed for that. So we'll see if it comes to market. It looked like a good thing. Tom Malogny, State of Charge, I'll link that in the description. Did a pretty good deep dive with the company at EVCS, but look around, there's plenty of coverage on EVCS out there. I need to watch more, but it's always exciting to see what's coming. Alpatronic with the new HYC 1000, that's also going to be able to do like semi-truck charging, was displayed in a smaller form factor than the HYC 400s, because it's not an all-in-one unit, it relies on an external switchgear and all that. So that's about what I got for national charging news. Now we will switch over to local charging news. And once again, not much. Looks like the Walmart in Lake St. Louis will be having a kickoff event on April 9th for the charging station. Just out there yesterday, still no transformer. It's all wired up, ready to go. So I don't know if that will open publicly before that event or not. I will keep an eye on it and film it as soon as it does. Pacific Pilot Station also coming along. Looks like they're down to just getting pavement, striping, and stuff done, and hopefully that will go live soon. The other thing that came across was St. Louis County has a new ordinance going into effect. I think it's called ESO. So I'm trying not to look away from the road too much. That requires any new commercial construction with 50 plus parking spaces to be level 2 EV ready. And they have to have 5% of spaces wired up for charging, and they have to open it with 2% of those spaces actually having charging, like level 2 chargers in place. So not huge on government mandates and stuff, but we need all the help we can get right now, and I don't think that's a terrible thing. I mean, obviously the counterpoint is they're not making them put in gas pumps, but it is what it is. But that should help with level 2 charging at more areas as things build up. So sorry, kind of speeding through things here. Not the road, not speeding on the road, speeding through my topics. So let's move on. It's time to get on my soapbox. So if you saw my dealership charging video, which I know all of you watched it all the way through, towards the end I actually caught myself. I was getting ready to go on a rant, and I'm like, I'm not going to get on that soapbox. That's actually what kind of birthed this segment, was that whole thought process. And where I was going is it's frustrating still to this day to hear people going to dealerships and being talked out of EVs, and dealers not knowing how to do anything with EVs. I mean, obviously they don't know how to do charging with EVs. My issue, I used to be in sales, not even commission sales. I sold cell phones and digital cameras. But you know what? I didn't like every product that we had for sale. But I made sure I knew about all those products and I could match what was right for the customer, not just what I felt like selling that customer. And that's where I don't get it, how dealerships still aren't embracing EVs. Yes, there's a slowdown, there's a pullback. They're not going away, and they're going to make a comeback. And I think it's time dealers truly get on board and teach their salespeople how to use EVs, how to sell EVs. Because if I owned a dealership and I got people talking Customers that want product out of product that's sitting there costing me money while it's sitting on the lot, that's a problem, and that should be a problem, and it doesn't seem like it's a big enough problem. So that's my thing. You know, you don't have to like EVs, but if you're going to be selling cars at a dealership, I think it's important to know the EVs and to be able to sell them to the customers that want them, and just give an honest take on things. You know, like I said, you don't have to like it, but you got to sell it. So come at me in the comments on that one if you don't like it, but I have a feeling most of you probably agree that most people have had, a lot of people I should say, have had a pretty horrible dealership experience trying to buy an EV. So that is it for my soapbox, and now I'm going to introduce a new segment because I feel like it. So, not to always end each video on a sour point, let's end it on a positive point. So what I'm going to start doing is just kind of spotlighting another YouTube creator that I follow, that I watch, and you know, try and help others grow too. So for my first one, I'm going to highlight the Arkansas E-Traveler YouTube, ran by Landon. He does great work. Oh, hang on. See, that's why I got to pay attention to what I'm doing, because he sure wasn't. So anyway, Landon, he's big on covering the Walmart EV charging networks. He does a great job posting updates. Just posted a really good video about why Walmart is going to win at EV charging. And I fully agree. Walmart has all the power in the world to completely resculpt the landscape. So, give Landon a check out, a view, whatever. Check out his channel. He does really good stuff. Good guy too. I've had a chance to talk with him recently. Really good dude. So, and it's kind of funny. There was a comment I made on another video. Unfortunately, got left out, and it goes to the Walmart thing. I thought it was funny, so I'm going to share it. And they were talking about how big Walmart's going to get. And I just put on there, I'm like, look, Walmart EV charging is going to become the Walmart of EV charging. And that makes a lot more sense than you might think it was, the more you think about it. So, with that, go check out Landon. Go check out the Arkansas E-Traveler. I will have some sort of link in the description to his page, or to one of his videos at least. Give a look. Alright, so thanks for coming along on a little ride through the countryside of Missouri. I don't even know if it's really countryside, just non-developed area. Either way, definitely jump in the comments. Let me know if you like this format, if it works. Editing, it's going to be a blast. Trying to figure out how to run these two videos together. So, if you haven't subscribed and you made it this far, please click that subscribe button. It's very appreciated. As much as they try and say that subscribers don't matter to the YouTube algorithm anymore, everything about YouTube is based on subscribers. So hopefully I'm receiving a phone call now and it's not interrupting the end of this video. Also, as I said, drop a like. I like likes. Everyone likes to be liked. Drop a comment, all that stuff. And with that, we'll see you on the next video.